What's good, everyone, and welcome to the Come Up Podcast, episode episode 1. What's going on, y'all? First and foremost, I'd like to say thank you for giving me the time to just talk my stuff and listening on this podcast. This podcast is primarily just trying to help people, no matter shape, size, color, gender, it don't matter. Here at the Come Up, if you have a dream, then you're a part of the team, you part of the family. In addition to big supporters, I want to give a big shout out to the KGS team. Me and my team, we're doing some amazing things, and this podcast is just another step for us just to help people all around the world, just to inspire, motivate, and just bring awareness to not just only to be better, but also, how can we help each other and other people all around the world? We only have one life, so why not live the best life, but at the same time passing over that knowledge and that idea of positivity, inspiration, and motivation. So let's get the party started. Episode 1 is called Nothing into Something. And yes, it is related to the song from Drake. But this is kind of my own twist of my own perception of really creating nothing into something. And just that whole idea of nothing, like just to kind of go a little bit deeper into that. For me personally, I feel like, especially for the people I talk to, especially like who I'm surrounded by, they will tell me different scenarios in which they feel that maybe not in this period of time in their life, that they feel like they don't know what to do with their lives. Like it's a sense of having nothing, they feel like, they have no resources, no opportunities. So like when I'm having those deep conversations, it's like, you gotta change that. Like the idea of having nothing really creating to having something, because when you feel that energy of having nothing, that's when negativity, that's when like bad things start to happen to you. And for me, I'm a big guy of laws of attraction and speaking to the universe. And whatever you say into the universe will come back to you. I'm big on that, and it's true, man. And you see a difference between people, like people that's just going by day to day, they're miserable, they're depressed, they always feel like they're a victim of some things. And it's not about that. It's not about living in negativity, it's about living positivity. And that's kind of like the purpose of why this episode is very important to me, because I'm like, whoever's out there, like if you ever felt like you have nothing or you are nothing, do not think like that. Like you are important, as much as important as the president of the United States. You're just as important as, I don't know, an NBA star. Like you have value in your life, and you need to know that. You need to know that, even if I don't know you personally based, but you need to know that coming from me, that you are great. And like I said, I don't care about what color you are, what's your ethnicity. Like it's all love, all positivity, and never feel like you're behind, and never feel like you're alone. Especially in this life that we live. So to go deep and just kind of going forward into that nothing is like, for me, I feel like it's all about a mindset shift. So for those that's really, if you're feeling like you have nothing, understand that it's all a mindset thing. The mind play tricks on you. The mind is constantly changing, it's constantly adapting, it's constantly being attacked, is constantly being supportive. So for you, is understanding how the depths of the mind works, and when you know that it's a mindset, now you could kind of play the game into it, because now you have self-control. And when you have self-control, then you are enabling yourself to plan accordingly. A lot of people, they see athletes, and they see athletes practice every single day on their craft, because for an athlete, for them it's like, well, if I could practice, by the time when the game started, it's second nature to me. I practice double teams, I practice shooting threes, or I practice being able to score a touchdown in this way, that way. It's practice. So it's the same thing with your day-to-day and how you see things, and especially when it comes to the mind, train the mind and understanding that things are going to happen that's not going to work out in your favor, and with that, being able to work around it. So if you yourself, you feeling a negativity within your life, and you feel like you don't have nothing, number one thing is stop thinking like that. Stop thinking like that, because it's a mindset. It's all in the mind. Stop thinking negative. Literally, it's that easy. I feel like people overthink things too much, especially for like millennials in our generation. We're getting so much information thrown at us that we feel like if it's simple, then it can't be right. It's like we think that people playing mind tricks on us, and that's not the case. Especially when it comes to your mind, where your mind is very simple. It's nothing hard. If you're a person that believes in God, understand that God will never put you in a situation that you cannot handle. Even if to one person it seems extreme, to you is different, because literally you are built for certain things, and negativity is one of the things that that you should be able to adapt from and work around from. So when you understanding that core root of feeling nothing is dealt with your own perception of things, that's the number one shift. Then from there, carry on from there is you need a plan. You need to ask yourself, what things can I do so that if I'm feeling this negativity, if I'm feeling this sense of nothingness, what am I going to do to counter that? For me, what I recommend to anybody is find a hobby. Personally, when I myself went through the sense of feeling like I had nothing, literally I started to do stuff that I love to do, which is playing basketball, working out, hanging out with friends, reading more, doing different business ventures and trying different business things. I kept myself busy because literally, again, going back to the mindset, like literally you could put yourself literally through depression just by sitting there and contemplating and thinking that, I don't have nothing in my life and I'm all alone. It's all in the mind. So once you feel yourself getting to that point, do something and plan it in advance, so that when those thoughts start to come to you, it's like second nature to you. Like, you know what? Let me go for a run, or let me go read a book. Let me do something so I don't feel that nothingness. So trying to go back, make sure we go step by step, back to back. The mindset, then from then the plan. And then following from having a plan, it's very important to execute the plan. Because people could talk, tell you what to do. But if you yourself are not enabling to take an action to that and execute that, there's no purpose. So kind of going back before where we talk about planning, you have to execute it. Because if not, you're going to fall back into that feeling that you have nothing, and again, the biggest thing that I could say you could do is surround yourself with individuals that's going to help you through this process. That could be a friend, that could be a coworker, that could be a parent, that could be a teacher, a counselor, your gym trainer. You need to find people that's able that will help you grow from this problem, from you feeling like nothing, and be open. I feel like people will just say, no, I don't have nobody. You have somebody. It's just that sometimes you don't recognize who you have. Sometimes it could be literally the clerk that you go to the bank that's always asking you, how's your day? Genuinely, not just saying just to say it. It could be anybody. Just open your mind literally. And when you do that, things start to shift. And kind of bringing back the point that I said earlier, law of attraction is very important to know. When you get that positivity of feeling that, you know what, I'm not all alone in this life. I'm not all alone in my work life, I'm not alone in my school life, then the universe will start to shift. People start coming to you that you haven't talked to in years, but asking you how you're doing, and being genuine, really. Continue that conversation with them. Ask them how they're doing. Start conversations. Be more active, and this is something that's becoming very generational, where we're just separating ourselves for the face-to-face interaction. We're so caught up in social media and the internet, where we're losing that interaction. And that's also another fact that's playing into how we're feeling, especially when it comes to depression. But when you tell yourself that you're supported, then it shifts. And I guarantee it, the universe will start to mold itself to give you what you want. Because at the end of the day, in general, this is all universal energy. This is all about energy that you put in yourself into the world, and it's coming right back to you. Okay? So if you feel that you have nothing, understand that this is a universal energy transfer that's happening. You put negative in, you get negative out right back to you. So put positivity. So put that nothing in, create that nothing into positivity, and trust me, you have something. Something as in a positive mindset, something to live for, a purpose, and really this meaning of self-motivation, self-inspiration. You feel like you belong in this world of beauty, in this world of just amazing people and amazing creatures and amazing scenery. Like, this is a great time to live, just because of the fact that we're so connected to many at one time. And yes, it is on the social media platforms, but at the same time, how do you convert those social media platform interaction into face-to-face interactive? It will go a long way. So when understanding your nothings and really putting that positive mindset, positive spin on that, I guarantee you're going to feel more of a something at the end of it. Because at the end of the day, it's just about having purpose, and kind of just transcending into that, finding your purpose. And I felt like this is a conversation that I had a lot of conversation with people about, especially for my business, KGS brand. Me and my team, we're always doing different posts. We're always having different conversations with people about, finding their purpose. And the biggest thing that I've noticed is a lot of people don't feel like they have a purpose in life. And it's sometimes it gets me kind of upset, because I blame different factors, and I feel like a big factor is social media. That's a conversation we can have next time, but I feel like a lot of people's comparing themselves to other people. A lot of people going on the gram, they see people flossing a Maybach in a Mercedes, and and they're like 25, 22, and they're like, I want that, I don't have that, and then they feel like, they don't have a purpose in life, and then they become depressed. And it's like, slow down. For one thing, you don't know what's the other person's story. You don't know what things they're going through. You don't know if that's even their car. It could be a rental. So there's a lot of factors that play in. So for you, don't worry about that. Let's talk about your purpose. And if you're at home and you feel like this, and you don't feel like you don't have a purpose, I have the 3 steps for you to find your purpose. It's nothing complex. This is something that I've kind of used in my life that kind of helped me during my times. But those 3 steps are just finding your purpose. It's not exactly, but it's a trial and error thing.